Look at Pasuk Tetvav. This is page 10 you see. So Moshe is then Hashem is afraid or
Larry, you there?
No, he's there. If it's okay.
Right now, it's on. 550.
So look at 7 in Pasuk Tetvav, please.
Hi, Larry.
Hi, Eli.
Hey, tell me if it gets bad and I'll put back the hotspot. It didn't connect right away, so I didn't want to waste time. But tell me if you start to lose the connection. Okay?
Okay.
Hi, Larry.
Morning. How are you?
Good. How are you, honey?
Everybody's great, kiddo. So far, so good.
Sema tova.
Oh,
Sema- Morning, Rabbi. Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning. Look at 7 in the beginning of Parashat Nitzavim. Moshe assembles everyone, and Moshe is predicting the future because we are human and we live among other nations. Look at 7, what do you say? Pasuk Tetvav. כי אתם ידעתם את אשר ישבנו בארץ מצרים. Even though it's 4 years later, living among other nations, you have different cultures and different ideas and priorities, ותראו את שיקוציהם ואת גילוליהם עץ באבן, כסף וזהב אשר עמהם. See the idols, the lifestyle, wealth. Says Moshe to the Jewish people, כן יש בכם איש או אישה או משפחה או שבט, perhaps there are amongst you אשר לבבו פונה היום עם השם אלוקינו. His heart is taking him away not to be included in this covenant. ללכת לעבוד את אלוהי הגויים. We emulate, we love, we appreciate, we integrate את אלוהי הגויים ההם, פן יש בכם שורש פורה ראש ברענה. What is a שורש פורה ראש ברענה? A tiny root sprouts and grows later. והיה בשומעו את דברי העלה הזאת. When he hears this covenant that what? That if we are not following our mission, everything is being taken away from us and we have to pay the full price. As the psukim are saying. But he says, no, shalom yali, I'm fine. כי בשרירות ליבי אלך, למען ספרות הרבה את עצמיה. We're going to see the Ramban in a minute. לא יובע השם סלוח לו, כי אז ישן אף השם בקנאתו באיש ההוא, ורבצה בו כל העלה כתובה בספר הזה. And his name is going to be erased, ומחר השם את שמו מתחת השמיים. No, we are afraid to see it, but this is we see it in history every few hundred years or whatever. Yeah, look at Pasuk 21. ואמר הדור האחרון, the later generation אשר יקומו מאחריכם, והנוכרי, all the goyim are asking, אשר יבואו מארץ רחוקה וראו את מכות הארץ ההיא ותחלואיה. They observe and realize that there's too much coming to the land of Israel. גופרית והמלח, שרפה כל ארצה. There were times that Israel was completely כמהפכת סדום ועמורה. פסוק כ"ג, ואמרו כל הגויים, על מה עשה אדוני ככה לארץ הזאת? What's going on? Is it Hamas or Hezbollah? Is it the Nazis or the Ukrainians? Is it the Crusaders or the Inquisition? על מה עשה הארץ הזאת? מה זה? ואמרו הגויים saying, על אשר עזבו את ברית השם אלוקי אבותם, אשר קראתי עמם והוציאו אותם מארץ מצרים, וילכו ויעבדו אלוהים אחרים וישתחוו להם. אלוהים אשר לא ידעום ולא חלק להם. Somehow this is part of the Jewish nature. We're always looking for new ideas, new ideologies. ויחר אף השם בארץ ההיא להביא עליה את כל הקללה הכתובה בספר הזה. ויתשם אדוני מעל אדמתם באף ובחמה ובכסף גדול וישליכם על ארץ אחרת כיום הזה. Through history. הנסתרות להשם אלוקינו, הנגלות לנו ולבנינו עד עולם. לעשות את כל דברי התורה הזאת. Look a second at the Rashi over there, then we'll go to the Ramban. הנסתרות להשם אלוקינו, ואם תאמרו, מה בידינו לעשות? אתה מעניש את הרבים על הרהורי היחיד, you're punishing the majority for the individuals, שנאמר, remember, when Moshe Rabbeinu is speaking to them, he's talking about individuals, שנאמר, יש בכם איש או אישה, ואחר כך, וראו את מכות הארץ ההיא, והלא אין האדם יודע במטמוניו של חברו, you don't know what the guy is doing in his basement or in his bedroom. Says that Moshe in the name of Hashem, אין אני מעניש אתכם על הנסתרות, I'm not expecting you to dig and find out what the man is doing in the hidden places. שהם להשם אלוקינו, Hashem does know. והוא ייפרע מאותו יחיד, he is going to pay, take revenge. אבל הנגלות, when it's done in the open, לנו ולבנינו לבאר הרע מקרבנו. So through the generations, the Sanhedrin, the real leaders of the community, are in charge of making sure that a lot of this injustice, a lot of these atrocities, this bluff, לבאר הרע מקרבנו. ואם לא נעשה דין בהם, and if we are not doing דין בהם, יענשו הרבים. If not, we, the community, which means relatively those who are fine people, if they are not doing what they can as a society to eradicate or to cleanse or to make. Nakuda lanu lebanenu. Okay, why do we have the dots on top? דרוש שאף על הנגלות לא ענש את הרבים עד שעברו את הידע. You know, we know the halachic concept of Israel Arab. As Eli says, that כל ישראל ערבים זה לזה, yes? So we know the beauty part, yeah? I can make Kiddush, I can make Abdallah. This is the beauty part. But the negative is frightening, yes. We are responsible for whatever we can do. Remember, we got used to it already because of history. Unfortunately, for 300 years, the majority of the Jewish people are gone to the other side. He's saying, this is why organizations, I'm using an example only. This is why organizations like Or Sameach and etc., yes, what thousands of people there, they are doing what we are doing with on behalf. There are thousands of people out there looking. ושקיבלו עליהם את השבועה בהר גריזים ובהר עיבר, נעשו ערבים זה לזה. So the נקודות are, even though I'm telling it to you now, but the actual responsibility begins as you cross the Jordan River and you hear on Har Gerizim and Har Ivar. You see, but this is, we are afraid, we never pay attention to it until Haifa is being bombed, Tveria is being bombed, Tzfat is being bombed, missiles are falling in Tel Aviv, they're, oh wow. But this is written 3,500 years. When things go good, when asking questions. But it's to us, it's not to blame them, it's not to blame anyone. It's we, everyone in his own way, yes? What can you do? What can you It's fighting to see that we got used to it. Okay, so part of our brothers are here. You know, within religious communities, if you're honest, dishonest, some of this, some of that, everyone comes up with good philosophies. There's one emet only, yes. Then, yeah, you realize we live in a very complex. Look, open the Ramban.
Not everybody agrees with Rashi on this, right? On this title, right?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees with this is the pasuk. How can you learn different psukim? But יכול להיות the interpretation of the pasuk.
Yeah, I'm saying
But the concept here is very clear. I mean, we saw it in the Ramban a million times. Rambam, not the Ramban. People are afraid from the Rambam. We like to think of the Rambam. People then says openly, yes, whatever me and you can prevent, we're not. We are.
No, the other side of it, that on this, the private things, they're not being punished. That we're not responsible for the private. That's where I think I've heard
you have to think about it. I should say makes a lot of sense.
No, it makes sense.
We're not expecting anyone. If you look at the Gemara, if you look at the Rashim, every time there was a drought, so they used to assemble the people, tell the people it's our responsibility. Everyone should look into himself and try to improve. The Gemara says in the time of Rab Chanina, of Rab Tanchuma, there was a drought, and he said everyone go. Go find out if everything is good in your community and collectively. I mean, this is the way it was done. This is Masechet Ta'anit.
So how do we understand the Yehoshua with when everyone was being punished when he didn't?
Yehoshua is the biggest raya. The biggest raya to Rashi's pshat or the pshat.
Right.
It says in Yehoshua, they made a decree. And Achan, one man, took a nice leather jacket and some silver coins. And the Jewish people are punished. But here is the point. I'm just using it as an example. A society that can create something like that shows you that each one of us, because if everything by us will be perfect, you'll never come out.
Right. That's the argument, Rashi, that somehow we're responsible even for the people who sin in secret, in private.
Take out the Rambam a second. The Rambam Sefer Madar. Now look in Sefer Madar.
Society thinks today that seem to be okay were never okay. You wouldn't.
Of course.
Words and phrases would never have been uttered before. Today is everyday common stuff.
Of course. No, but the point is
seems natural.
See, but the point is we're not going to change it.
No.
But the point is everyone should be aware in his little world of influence. Yes? I think the brown one is also here. I said take the Rambam, please open Rambam L'chot Deot. Sefer Madar L'chot Deot. But the point of reading this psukim every year before Rosh Hashanah is just not to make a display. This is what Rosh Hashanah is about. This is what Rosh Hashanah is about. Yes. Look at second and Perek Shishi, Perek Vav, Sefer Madar, L'chot Deot. See David slowly, I see you learn exactly. David learns the secret. Was there the guy next to you is doing this very slow, but he's doing. You understand what he's doing? Look what he's doing. He's looking at the first page to see. Sefer Madar L'chot Deot.
I got it. Perfect.
Here, Nathan Perek Vav. See, Nathan, here's a book for you, Nathan.
L'chot Deot.
L'chot Deot, Perek Vav. You see, what I'm showing you in Rambam in today's day and age is almost impossible, but it's the concept. Look at Zion. You see Zion, yeah? הרואה חברו שחטא, you see, another Jewish man, חטא או שהולך בדרך לא טובה, מצווה להחזירו למוטב, try to bring him back. הוא להודיעו שהוא חוטא על עצמו במעשיו הרעים שנאמר, הוכח, תוכיח את המוטב. We love to put other people down, we love to accuse, this is not the way to do the mitzvah, yes? המוכיח את חברו בין בדברים שבינו לבינו, בין בדברים שבינו לבין המקום, regardless if it's צריך להוכיחו בינו לבין עצמו, always speak privately with the person. Don't yell at him in front of others, וידבר לו בנחת, the language, ובלשון רכה, ויודיעו שאינו אומר לו אלא לטובתו ולהביאו לחיי עולם הבא. I'm just using an example. For tens and tens of years, a famous American guy, I mean, from Yeshivat Mir, every day he used to stand, Friday night, Shabbat morning, he used to stand by the Kotel. Are you Jewish? Would you like to have a meal with hundreds of families just from this smile? Would you like to come for Shabbat? I can give you 20 families to choose from. You read the biographies of people. You come, why did they do it? This is it. Those who came from the Kotel, the tails, the rings, yes, never ever. I mean, you read later that they lied about it. Why did a stranger invite me to eat with you? Spirit in the house, look at the closeness of the family. This is tochacha, but it's not a tochacha, you're home. I have a very fascinating video. Also, okay, they did many years ago. I mean, they're very sophisticated. They took six young ladies who each one went to real Ivy League. 2 from Yale, 2 from Princeton, and each one became famous. One became a TV anchor, and why they became religious. So one of them says exactly like that. She knew nothing from Judaism, but Israel, she went to the Kotel, someone invites her for Shabbat. She said, okay, she writes, I was fascinated with the spirit in the house. And I took a pencil and paper just to take a drawing. Shabbat already came of the mother, lighting the candles and all the kids are around the mother. This is none of them.
Said a word to her?
Said a word. They realized it's the first time she laughs on herself as she speaks.
Yeah.
I know that nothing, they come on Shabbat, yes. She describes, she says, I walked away, I was not the same person. It took her a long time until she became, just to tell you, what did you do?
What Rabbi Grossman did was
Rabbi Grossman does it.
how he did it.
The same idea. The rabbi from Gush, the rabbi from Gush Etzion, Rabbi Riskin, relates the following story. He says every year Rabbi Grossman used to come to his shul when he was, in Lincoln Square. And he says, I made sure always that when we go home, we're not going through Broadway, because to see Friday night Broadway especially. He says, one year somehow, we ended up in Broadway. We passed, listen to this. This is Friday night.
Yeah.
We passed a nightclub. Me, Rabbi Riskin, writes in the book. I told him, basically everyone in this club is Jewish.
Really?
And
Oh, that's how they got the name.
the band are a band of
The
the band are a band of Israelis. No. It's my listen to Rabbi Grossman says to him, Rabbi, this is in your community. We are walking in. He says, what? We have to walk in. Men and women are dancing together. The music is blasting. Okay, Rabbi Grossman is Rabbi Grossman. He walked long and anyway, Rabbi Riskin says, save me there. Anyway, he said, the minute we walked in, the music stopped. They realized, then Rabbi Riskin writes in the notes, he says, I saw some of my people then
Sneaking out the back.
some singers, but anyway, everyone is quiet. And Rabbi Riskin says, Rabbi Grossman whispers, Tagid Mashu, say something, whatever they say. So he spoke for a minute and a half. Then Rabbi Grossman starts to sing a Hasidic song. The men and the women separated to 2 circles for half an hour.
Wow.
No music. Riskin writes in the book, this club was open 24/7, including Kippur and Rosh Hashanah. For that year, and Rosh Hashanah and Kippur was closed. I don't know if it has to do anything with this visit.
Yeah.
But what did you do? He didn't say one word. He showed them, basically everyone in this club is Jewish. He joined. Anyway, Rabbi Riskin says, Rabbi Grossman says to him, Rabbi, this is in your community. We are walking in. He says, what? We have to walk in. We're brothers. We have to sing with you. Sing with you. You read the Rambam, it looks like always, tell them you're wrong. He didn't say we're wrong. Each one of them knew exactly what Rabbi Grossman represents, and each one knew exactly. Rabbi Riskin is a Rabbi Lincoln is for sure. But it's each one of us in a different version. His book is a good book if you're looking for good life stories, lessons. Okay, let's continue a second. As you talk to him, בנחת, בלשון רכה, ביודעו שאינו אומר אלא לטובתו, אם קיבל ממנו מוטב, ואם לאו, please listen carefully. I'm looking really for the last sentence here. If you didn't say it once, twice, 3 times. Guys, I'm in the business of education. Every time the kids tell you my father is too harsh on me, he's doing the exact opposite. Not only is he's not gaining, the kids, when he speaks, you realize how angry he is at his father. And you know, the kid knows what's doing this wrong. Listen. וכן תמיד חייב להוכיחו עד שיכיר. והחוטא יאמר לו, הנה שומע. This never happens today. Now, וכל שאפשר בידו למחות. Please listen, this is what we just read in the Chumash, we're afraid to read. But if it's in your hand, because it's your family or your business or etc., ואינו מוחה, but you are not saying anything, הוא נתפס בעוון אלו כולם. He becomes an accomplice. שאפשר לו למחות בהם. What did the Rambam take it? For instance, it says in Sefer, remember, it says in Sefer, I'm using one example. It says in Sefer Melachim, Shlomo HaMelech built temples to Avodah Zarah and this and that. The Gemara says he never did it. But the wives that he married, because he believed whatever his plan was, remember this is Shlomo HaMelech. So in the beginning, they knew they are coming to Yerushalayim. This is but later, as Shlomo goes down, his wives are becoming stronger, yes, and they are building temples, and he didn't stop because Shlomo did not protest. The pasuk says he did it. Shlomo HaMelech. Look at 7 halacha. Remember again, the idea is not to stand in the street and throw stones in the car on Shabbat, which you achieve the opposite. We are talking about everyone in his own circle. I mean, everyone has stories like these, people in his office, people on their own. המוכיח את חברו תחילה, לא ידבר לו קשות עד שיחלימנו. Don't ever speak in a harsh language until the guy is humiliated. שנאמר, ולא תישא עליו חטא. כך אמרו חכמים, יכול את מוכיחו ופניו משתנה. Maybe you have the right to rebuke him, even if his face becomes red or white. תלמוד לומר, ולא תישא עליו חטא. מכאן שאסור להחלים את ישראל. Now, if each one of us wants to come in Rosh Hashanah, you're sitting with a group of people, very good friends, and you have a really good saying to say, but you're going to make fun of someone. מכאן שאסור להחלים את ישראל בכל שכן ברבים. Cracking a joke on someone, if you're the MC or you're this or you're that, it happens every day, everywhere. And what you said before, Rani, is it's accepted in today's society.
Sure.
You know, the New York Times, if you remember Trump in the beginning, after Trump became a real candidate the first time, you remember that? The article wrote a famous article, I mean, the New York Times wrote like this, that when Clinton was, once a year, you have a special...
It's a roast.
Yeah.
They have the announcement then, it's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming
Coming up
up.
in
So
March.
basically, the current president is roasting, and really, the
They
Clinton,
insulted Trump.
no, but they really put it down. You know, they really roasted him. So as he walked out, he said,
He
"I
made him
swear,
decide running for president.
I'm going to run the
He
president."
wouldn't have run for president if they didn't insult him.
You okay, so yeah, you have
It was a
disagreement.
joke.
Unfortunately, the Jewish comedians were the first ones to start the whole roast. It was, from the roast. That was
They
it.
quoted, when he was running in 2016, he was already in. And he made a joke. She was sitting in the audience, or next to him, and he said, I happened to bump into Hillary Clinton. And she said, pardon me? He should pardon her. That was the joke he made against her, like she's guilty to be pardoned. Everybody laughed, but he made fun of her too in public.
Yeah.
This is accepted,
Well, that's
and as
politics,
Eli
that's
said,
it.
this is it, comedians are being paid to
Yeah.
make fun of others. No, but you see, in Judaism, it's the exact opposite.
What was the original version? Was it a long time ago? It's considered like the mean one.
אף על פי שהמחלים את חברו אילה אינו לוקה. There are no 39 lashes for humiliating someone. עוון גדול. כך אמרו חכמים, remember the Rambam normally, this is הלכות דעות. כך אמרו חכמים, המלבין פני חברו ברבים, אין לו חלק לעולם הבא. I mean, we know it, but look at in which context is he writing it. לפיכך צריך אדם להיזהר בדבר הזה, שלא יבייש חברו ברבים, בין קטון בין קטן, regardless if it's, ולא יקרא לו בשם שהוא בוש ממנו, פצל.
Yeah, nicknames also.
That's
That's
also-
the same thing.
Well, that's the same thing Gemara says. Use a nickname and will
ולא יספר לפניו דבר, ולא יספר לפניו דבר שהוא בוש ממנו. Okay? Says the Rambam, and this part is, people love to, באמת דברים אמורים בדברים שבין אדם לחברו, אבל בדברי שמיים, אם לא חזר בו בסתר, מכלילים אותו ברבים. This was done in the past. Today, the way society is, מכלילים אותו ברבים ומפרסמים חטאו. הבן אדם למקום, you have to humiliate him. Who does it? The Sanhedrin, the real rabbis. The Rav Steipler, היה איש קדוש, 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 father of Chaim Kanievsky. Now, Erev Yom Kippur, like before we start counting days, this is where everyone is really
Ready.
in a serious mood. The Steipler is walking into shul, and he approaches a man and he says, you have to get out of shul. Because what you're doing to your family. I mean, can you imagine? And he says, Rabbi, it's Yom Kippur. He says, but of course it should be. Imagine how much a bit you have to be to judge yourself and doing it only because of the Ubefalsemi. My son's shooting that wood. There was a Sephardi guy that got like he gave it to a shrewd businessman to work with the money. The guy took advantage of him, but really it took him for a ride. Okay, he was trying to put the guy. The rabbi publicly on Shabbat says he's not a member of our shul. You cannot step into this place anymore.
Wow. After shul be empty if we did that, yeah.
No. That's some of the, yeah. No, but the point was a statement to everyone. If you do it once, but this is part of the Rambam is saying. This part we can forget. This is you have to be the disciple to do it. But the concept in itself is that very often by not saying, we're saying, by not saying, we're saying. Anyway, this is the pasuk. Now let's go to the Ramban, which of course we learn.
But when he dressed in this tarot, you don't know what.
Yeah, let's see the Ramban. This is what the Ramban says. This is the Ramban here on page 55. No, look the you see it, page 55. It's a pasuk. The pasuk is pasuk tetvav. He goes a lot in, but I just want to show you something the Ramban said. What the Ramban is, the Atam is run here. The Atam, we have plenty of.
Wait, tetvav?
Yeah, but in the middle, like והטעם כי נפש האדם, the human nature is harava. If you have whatever you want, you have the money to buy as much meat and wine and this, שאיננה מתאווה לדברים הרעים, normally you are happy to what is good. כאשר תבוא בליבו קצת התאווה, you have a desire to do something that is not good, והוא ימלא את אהבתו, and you let go, you are, אז יוסיף בנפשו תאווה יתרה. It says you're building in yourself now an inner desire, yes? ותהיה צמאה מאוד לדבר ההוא שאכל, או שעשה יותר מבראשונה. Think for a minute, yes? Each one of us has memories. You remember you told us about the cock with the lady, yes?
Yeah.
Everyone. I remember my grandmother's, Alea Shalom, my mother's mother, the cake that she did. This is 60 years ago, 65 years ago.
Yes,
Right?
yeah.
I remember exactly, I remember the taste. Says the Rambam, if it's something that is wrong, yes,
Stays with
and you
you.
really, it stays this exactly what you said. ותתעווה עוד לדברים רעים שלא היה מתעווה להם בתחילה. Then he develops a desire to certain pleasures that he never
It's the
had.
same way today with social media. They want to get the kids to look at the cell phone and then they just hook them.
but this
One
is-
little thing, boom, it comes a
Yeah,
whole obsession.
כי המתעווה לזימת הנשים היפות, a man who is really attracted to ladies, כשיהיה שטוף בזימתם, when you fed up with women, תבואו תעבור לבוא על הזכר, to have
Something else.
relationship with men and animals. וכעניין שהזכירו חכמים, רמב"ן is saying, the Torah is telling us, even this is the same Ramban in Parashat Kedoshim, it says, even in things that are kosher, but the minute you overdo it, you develop an inner desire to do much more. Okay, there's that should go continue.
What do you do?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, make websites.
Stay here or Gemara going back?
Think about what I never bought the Gemara.
Oh,
This
this
is whoever learns
okay.
here try.
How about the Mishnah Berurah?
Let's
Okay,
do it
got it.
again.
Beginning websites. Just sign up. We'll give you $50 free. Just
More.